benefits only when using you. I ain't here for long, so tell them play this at my funeral. Now I'm reincarnated, I'm still busy murking you. While I'm busy murking through the summer nights I joyride, I'm just thinking back and imagining that they only love you when you're gone, busy fading to black. And everybody wants someone, something, no one they're nothing. Know these wants, know these needs, they know the value of nothing.
Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another young player vlog, and today we are going to be heading on over to the Netherlands to be taking a look at 18-year-old right back Givairo. Now, the 18-year-old has seemingly had a bit of a rise in recent times, initially starting out at FC Volendam in the Dutch 3rd division. He actually became the youngest ever to play for young Volendam at the Dutch 3rd level at 15 years and 290 days. So, it's kind of showing you, all right, this guy, he's got something, maybe he's got something, about him. But of course, we all know with talent, especially young Dutch talent, there's only going to be a couple of, if not 3 teams that you're more than likely going to go to if you're not already there. And that's, of course, Feyenoord, PSV and Ajax. And on June 2023, he then rejected a contract from FC Volendam and signed a 3-year contract with Feyenoord, where he would obviously play for their under-18s team. He was rising through the academy, to be honest, at quite an alarming rate. He won the Academy Player of the Month, for his performances in August of 2023. So, not too long after him initially signing, for the club, he scored in his UEFA Youth League debut in a 3-0 win over Celtic, and then, he started to travel with the first team, and he traveled with them for their training camp in Marbella, and that was in 2024. So again, this is starting to kind of pick up pace, for the young fullback. And in February of 2024, he made his first team debut as a substitute for Feyenoord in the UEFA Europa League knockout round playoffs. And the rise just seems to have continued, for Reed, to be honest with you. I mean, he's made his Champions League debut, this season, but he's also been sent off in the Champions League against AC Milan. So, he's had a bit of a wild kind of time, if I'm being totally honest with you. But listen, it doesn't really matter, because what we're seeing is a talented, very, very talented right back. And to be honest with you, I actually do believe that potentially he could find a position elsewhere. Right back seems like it's almost a bit too primitive for someone like him. But listen, it depends on the kind of system and everything like that. But he is very, very talented. So let's take a look, at his style of play. Dutch football, alongside probably Spanish football, is so distinctive in when you see their young players coming through whatever youth system, because of that kind of technical ability that these players have. Now, when we're looking at someone like Reed, if you watch him, there is no way that this guy is a right back. I'm sorry. There's no way that he has this level of technical ability to play just as a right back. His footwork is absolutely brilliant. I mean, you can see here, with, some of the skills, but also just the technique, the ball control. But he does seem like a very, very competent fullback, and I think that's going to be very important for him. But honestly, I really don't think playing it in a conventional right back role would probably do him any good. I mean, he is quite solid. We saw him against AC Milan, against Rafael Leao, and he was actually pretty decent, in that game in itself. He won quite a lot of tackles against Leao, who's obviously a very, very good, and top class winger. So to play in those kind of games and still be able to kind of have that kind of mentality to do what was needed, to be able to get the job done against a Leao, again, massive props to him. But as I say, he probably reminds me more in the mold of like a Frimpong, someone who probably would be best served playing further forward. I mean, it's just crazy that he's a right back. He's got quite a few assists this season. He's got 7 in all competitions for Feyenoord, and I think that with 7 assists, and he's also got himself a goal this season. I think with all of that being said, it'll be interesting to see what his next kind of move is and where would be best for him to kind of go on and develop. But again, like I say, I don't look at him as a conventional right back. I look at him as someone who probably could play further forward. He did say he used to be a winger and a striker as well, which you can kind of see because this kind of ball ability, this technique that he has is not normal for a right back. But hey, who knows? We might be entering into the realm of players who can do this from even centre back positions. But for me, yeah, I think that's one of his biggest strengths is obviously going forward, and I think that he needs to go to a team that are going to allow him to progress in that area. But I guess we will kind of wait and see on someone like Reed. He has got quite a lot of suitors. I know Barcelona and Liverpool potentially are interested in him. Could they want to upgrade on their right backs? Are any of their right backs going to leave in the summer? It will be interesting to watch and see. But I do believe that he should continue developing at Feyenoord before he does make that kind of leap, because I think that they will be able to nurture his talent and his skills a lot better than him moving to such a massive club like a Barcelona or Liverpool, where the pressure is just a little bit higher, than a Feyenoord, and the expectations are definitely higher than a Feyenoord. And I think it would just be better for him to develop his football, over at Feyenoord than, kind of jump into that limelight and just kind of, potentially change his game too much where he's not going to be his natural self. And who knows, he may develop into a different position with that. So I think it'd be better for him to stay and then, continue his development, that way. But listen, it will be interesting to see how this summer kind of unfolds, for the young Dutch fullback. But listen, a very, very talented individual. And like I said before, I do not think that this guy is a right back. He cannot be a right back in the future. He's being wasted, in my opinion, in that position. Let me know your thoughts anywhere in the comment section. People, that's today's episode done and dusted. Givairo, Reed, talented individual. And like I said before, got a lot of suitors. So watch this space.
The benefits only when using you. I ain't here for long, so tell them play this at my funeral. Now I'm reincarnated, I'm still busy murking you. While I'm busy murking through the summer nights I joyride, I'm just thinking back and imagining that they only love you when you're gone, busy fading to black. And everybody wants someone, something, no one they're nothing. Know these wants, know these needs, they know the value of nothing.